Hello, welcome to the self-learning podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 23, Environment and Sustainable Development. The present unit discusses the evolution of the concept of sustainable development and the present methods by which it is indicated or measured. The different and opposite views adopted by the developed and the developing nations are also discussed. Initially, the idea of industrial development was aggressively propagated to root out all evils of the society. But the methods and policies adopted for it turned out to be wasteful and threatening to the every existence of mankind. With the rising awareness of this disaster, the world community came together to discuss and formulate several action plans to mitigate this problem. Today, the concept of sustainable development has become integrated in the policies of every area of development, as the very human survival depends on it. Therefore, it is imperative to understand and adopt the concept. Now, let us understand or contextualizing development. Development as a concept and aspect of state policy has a feel good effect on a modern mind. The magic mantra of development is thought to be the living spirit behind every human success in the field of industry, agriculture, transport and communication, space, health, hygiene, culture and entertainment, etc. Along with all these, it also infuses a sense of triumph in controlling and undertaking near complete transformation of society and environment in shortest possible time. Development is accepted by everybody as the secular and rational way of conducting the affairs of the state in the general good, irrespective of the differences of gender, class, color, caste, and creed. Development is thought to be the only way out from all the ills that have accumulated over centuries, and it is also expected to mitigate the wrongs that have befallen to a class, section, region, and individual, either intentionally or otherwise. It would be not be an aggregation in saying that there are perhaps no other ideas like development that has gained unprecedented popularity, success, and acceptance on a global scale with so little resistance. It is considered to be a game worth playing where there are all winners and no losers. Therefore, it is a venture worth pursuing. The annals of human history are full of anecdotes and incidents that speak in volumes the way the idea of development emerged as the hegemonic concept on a global scale after it facilitated in the domination of a particular set of values over other value systems and ways of livelihood. It can be called unprecedented as it continues to enjoy such an enviable position for such a long time on such a large scale with so little resistance against it. It is perhaps the only concept so far that has brought the totality of both environment and society within the folds of one single assemblage. It succeeded in building a global ensemble that even religions failed to do. Now let us move to the point, the apparent. Development has a mesmerizing effect upon the modern mind. It is glorified as the pinnacle for all our social evils and is celebrated as the reason for justifying each and every action of every individual and institution. Moreover, it is also considered the sole legitimatizer of all our deeds. The magic of development has become so pervasive that most thinkers attribute lack of it as the root cause of all the socio-cultural, politico-economic, psychological and environmental problems that most of the regions and communities are facing world over. Though such a mindset has dawned on human beings along with the graduation of capitalist development as the first world system for over the past 3 centuries. Yet, its formal acceptance as the fundamental principle of state policy and ideology of a particular system came into force in the aftermath of the speech delivered by 33rd US President Harry S. Truman at the end of the World War II in 1947. Truman gave new meanings to the development and hereafter it was formally accepted as the goal of the state policy and incorporated the same as the basis of the philosophy and ideology of the state. This also coincided with the formal inauguration of the so-called development decades. Formation of development communities, launching of development projects world over. From then onward, development was used as a potent weapon in carrying war against poverty, exploitation, criminality, and all other social evils, and above all, in the ultimate trumps of human over nature and its mighty forces, and also in the consolidation of the new global hegemonies. This also brought an end to the old ideology and logic of Pax Britannica that had prevailed since the days of Spanish Armada, 1588. It was replaced by the Pax Americana. The ethos and ethics of new hegemony were so complete and total that development was considered not only the last or end point in the evolution of human beings in the field of economics, politics, and culture, but also of their dreams and imaginations. The concept has emerged so assembling that one could hardly imagine a world and a stage in the evolution of human history that is not woven around development. To put the spirit of the age in one sentence, development is being. Thus, it is accepted uncritically, and any reservation against it is considered non compliance and disagreement with the ruling social ethos and global hegemony. Consequently, lack of development is interpreted as a serious handicap and disability. Communities and nations that are unable to break open the deadlock of stagnation are considered a threat to both peace and human dignity. Moreover, lack of development is synonymous to less choice, curtailment of freedom, and serious violation of human rights too. Now let us move to the next point, the real. Unfortunately, everything was not nice and fair with development. Lack of appreciation and intolerance towards other ways of life, value system and material existence combined with the backing of state power transformed development from being a simple doctrine of economic prosperity into a tyranny, a violator of human freedom, dignity and ecological balance. Iravati Karve, the noted ecologist, had said, "The injustice done by idealist patriots, saints, and crusaders are far greater than those done by the worst tyrants." It is also true in case of development. The Nobel laureate Amartya Sen, in his book Development as Freedom, has opined that development is often considered a precondition for freedom, empowerment, and democracy. These were also the sentiments re-echoed at the Rio Earth Summit on Environment in 1992. The conference sent a warning to humanity in these words: "World scientists and politicians have remained preoccupied and kept the humanity also preoccupied with the dangers of nuclear wars and research and kept silence to other dangers. The new dangers that have threatened the humanity are the ones that have come from the very process of ongoing development. Human beings and the natural world are on a collision. Thus, once the high sun days were over, the dark side of development became more conspicuous." Now let us move to the next point, the general. Today, development means pax economica at the cost of pax populi. There is enough evidence to prove that the twin most significant accomplishments and omnipresent curses of various ongoing development projects at the global level are pollution leading to ecological disaster and universalized alienation and annihilations of mankind. The saga of ongoing development and its various accompanying projects are responsible for making extremism as the last stage in human civilization. Extremism is occurring not only through the use of nuclear bombs and discharge of radioactive materials, but also through various acts of development that are responsible for global warming, depletion of ozone, various types of environmental pollution, leading to the poisoning of water, soil, air, and other food items. If these processes are not arrested, then extremism due to ecological crises, including increase in the level of the ultraviolet radiation, will bring in disaster to both the environment and humanity, and it will be the last stage in human civilization. There is enough evidence to prove that due to increase in the level of greenhouse gases, ultraviolet radiations along with increasing use of medicines to cure diseases, excessive consumption of fertilizers and pesticides to increase agriculture production, etc., have brought in genetic deformities in a large segment of the organic world and extinction of many species. Moreover, the global hegemonic powers are using their policies of development to get access to other economies, culture, resources, environment, and ultimately sovereignty of the weak individual, community, and nations. Today, development has emerged as a powerful concept that is continuously creating and reinforcing a permanent wedge between the haves and have-nots. It is a policy of the powerful countries to construct and reconstruct the new colonies to suit its own interests. Now let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning podcast.